Why do red pill men and MGTOW men have a really hard time going back to the plantation, or at least getting taken advantage of like they used to with women? Because they figured it out. That's the biggest fear that a woman has. A chapter from the book, The Manipulated Man, right here by Esther Vilar. So this book, I have it right here. No effort is so great that woman will not make it in order to achieve this metamorphosis. No makeup can cost too much or take too long to put on when it is a question of the final product which will distinguish them so markedly from men. By rubbing cream into their skins, they make them smoother than men's. Their hair is curled or worn long for the same reason. They do not put black mascara around their eyes for the sake of beauty. It is to make their eyes differ from male eyes. Strange, mysterious, disturbing. Why is this so important? Okay, well, think about this. Okay, the underlying insecurity that I pick up from reading this book from Esther Vilar is that women put on such a smokescreen because they are fearful that if a guy ever figures out that they're doing all this stuff for games, they're putting on this smokescreen, that the guy again is going to realize, wow, he's bringing so much more to the table than she is. So what does she have to do then? Her entire game plan is to create the feminine mystique, to create a separate species, to create women. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus, to create such a disparity between men and women that a man can never figure out her games. Because again, right, if a man ever figures out her games, why would he ever sign up for it? Why do red pill men and MGTOW men have a really hard time going back to the plantation, or at least getting taken advantage of like they used to with women? Because they figured it out. That's the biggest fear that a woman has. So her big lie that she's trying to put on at all stages is all she's trying to do is separate man from woman in so many different ways, because the more she can make a man believe that man and woman are just completely different creatures, the more that man will put up with being the slave, because he's filling his role. He's putting up his bargain, and her bargain is, I don't know, she's just a lot. She's a woman. She makes your house a home, right? It's the feminine mystique, right? That's the prize for him. He gets that crazy thing called a woman that he can't quite figure out. But again, right, when guys figure out the game, they start to ask questions. Why am I doing this? What are you bringing to the table? Why are you not doing, why are you not doing this and this? Like, guys start to ask questions once the magic show wears off. Once you see the trick, once the magician slips up and all of a sudden you see that ace of, hearts up his sleeve, and you're like, wait a second. I thought this person was magic. Now I know that this person is just tricking me. And then you dig in, and then you ask questions, and you get smarter, and then you can't be fooled. So again, think about this, right? A woman's whole game is to play up the feminine mystique and to try to create as much deception as she can for men so that they can never figure them out. Because once they figure them out, men are logical, right? We'll weigh the pros versus cons and be like, nope, not worth it. Out of here. I'm gonna go my own way. Men adore their women and want them to be divine, exotic, iridescent, that is, feminine. At the same time, they have no desire to watch their hours of slavish narcissistic primping and are getting more and more uncomfortable. They will never understand the pleasure a woman takes in housework, and to them the makeup process is just as degrading. Every man knows that he himself could not care less if a woman wears 3 colors of eyeshadow or 1, just as he knows he has no need of lace curtains or rubber plants in the living room. But he appreciates that other men, or society, demands this of a woman. And he feels intensely sorry because he believes himself to be responsible for this degrading state of affairs. All right. There's a lot to unpack here, guys. This is why it's such a mind game, too. So much psychology goes into this. All right. We do, right? Men want that feminine mystique. Oh, man, we want women to be divine, right? Because, again, that's what we grow up. It's like, wow, I just can't figure out. That's part of the fun. That's part of the charm, the feminine mystique. But men have no desire to watch their hours of primping. No guy wants to sit there and watch a woman put on all of her makeup. No guy wants, to watch her sit there and do all of her hair. No guy wants to wait on her. But all of us, we're just kind of like, yeah, it's women though, right? It's that old saying, like waiting on a woman. It's just the thing, right? Women are always going to take forever. We have no idea what she's doing in there, but that's women. Who knows? So this was super interesting. And I have to break down something she mentioned earlier in the book. In this blue highlight here, they will never understand the pleasure a woman takes in housework. Okay, so again, go back to the idea that man, woman start equal. Woman has 3 options, man has 2. So over time, man just becomes more productive and increases his character and skills and all that because he has to do more throughout his life. So in that same vein, the idea, Esther Vilar says that women secretly really enjoy housework. She said that women secretly really enjoy the things that women complain about. She said that women enjoy stuff like now again, right? Not every woman will enjoy all these things, but take this idea, right? She said that because men have spent so much time working on things, working through things, figuring things out on their own because they have to. They don't have some guy to come in and save the day. Men like challenging things. We like to be challenged. So a man sitting in front of the dishes, typically it's like just a means to an end. Like just let me just get these dishes done so I can move on to bigger and better things. Now, apparently, from the way that she describes this, women doing the dishes, maybe they don't like the act of doing the dishes, but they love the sense of accomplishment they get of being able to do pretty simple chores because it's like an accomplishment. So she does the dishes and she feels good. She feels accomplished. She finished the dishes. She folds the laundry and she feels good. She feels accomplished. She folded the laundry. Whereas to guys, typically, guys have, again, right, we've spent our whole life challenging ourselves with different things that stuff like folding the laundry doesn't bring us accomplishment. It's just like, I just did it to get it done. Now I want to actually figure something out. Now I actually want to do something productive. But to women, and again, she says it pretty much like this, because they're not as intelligent, they get more satisfaction out of less challenging tasks because then they feel accomplished. So Esther Vilar earlier in the book mentioned that women actually really enjoy the housework duties and doing all that and being at home and getting to, perfect their home and doing all these little things to it. But what they do is they pretend that they're sacrificing so that when the man comes home after working the 40, 50, 60-hour-a-week job, sometimes super dangerous jobs, she can play it up like her life is super hard and she's not having fun so that she puts it off like, I'm sacrificing for you. So now the guy feels guilty and the guy's like, man, you really are sacrificing. I would not like to do the dishes every day. I would not like to fold the laundry. So it's almost like women secretly enjoy the task, but they'll never let a man know that because now they can use this guilt over that guy. Like, yeah, you're keeping me at home. I'm at home because I want to be with you, not because I have to be with you. So you better appreciate me every second of the day. And again, Esther Vilar literally says it flat out. She's like, yeah, if women are honest, they really get a lot of enjoyment out of this. And now here's something interesting, guys. I had a girl over last night, and she told me that she's never had so much enjoyment since the quarantine of making her house into a home. So she started to get into these little projects and she started to talk about and like light up about like finishing, putting on this, finishing, rearranging the room, finishing, decorating this. And she was talking about how much fun she had. And now she loves to go into her home because it feels so welcoming. And she's like, I could imagine myself doing this for forever. I just love this. Okay. So again, she was admitting that she gets such satisfaction out of making a house a home. She got satisfaction out of accomplishing these small little tasks. That's the idea of like, if you went to traditional roles, that they might actually be happy with it, but they're not going to let you know it so that they can hold that over you. They can hold that guilt over you so that you're like, man, I just worked 60 hours this week, but man, I'm lucky because she had to stay home all day and do the dishes and stuff. And I know she didn't want to, but she's just being a great sport for me. It's like another mind game that they use, one of those deceptive tricks.
Don't forget, subscribe, like, comment, share the video, but definitely subscribe.